Welcome back to Faster and Louder. This is going to be the first video that I've actually done in a minute. Just been busy with life, guys. That's it. I have been trying to get stuff done on the car. If you've seen all the other Javelin videos on the channel. If you haven't, you should do that now. But I want to do something a little bit different this time. I actually got the idea from somebody else on the social medias, and they did a video where they pointed out all the stuff wrong with their car. So I thought that would be a fun idea to do, and we're just gonna jump right into it. So this is it. This is my 1973 AMC Javelin AMX. I got this car in very poor condition. I've been working on it for the past year and a half now, and some things are very obvious, some things are not so obvious. But let's get into all the things that are actually wrong with it. I guess it's probably also worth mentioning that there's a lot of things that are in progress right now, like the whole engine. We're actually getting very close to being able to start up everything. So there are some things that actually you haven't seen just yet on the channel, but you might be able to point it out if you've been watching though. I'll start on the outside of the car. It seems like the easiest place. Maybe work front to back or something. First one's pretty obvious. The hood's missing. The hood is the only part of the car on the outside that I haven't buffed out or anything. It still looks like complete crap. I'll show you really quick. As you can see, it's very dusty. There's remnants of a T-stripe on it, and I believe that it was gold. That's my best guess so far. I actually kind of wanted to like sand down certain parts of it because it's a little corroded on the steel frame, and then I just wanted to spritz it with some paint. Haven't gotten around to that yet, but I'll get to that eventually. All right, continuing on the front here, the bumper is smacked into, and it's creating this it's kind of like bowed in the middle and just making it look like crap. Sorry about the sound next door. One of the guys at the other shops over here is listening to a Mexican documentary. Anyways, let's see. My indicator, I'm not sure what these are called, like a indicator lens. It's bent. This is dented right here. The lights are burnt out in these. I just found out yesterday. So I need to replace those. The paint in general is very bad. It's got just a lot of spots where it's completely eaten through the paint. I took off the rocker moldings and everything. There's a little bit of rust underneath. I don't think it's too bad on the rockers, thankfully. Engine's still being put together. There is some stuff like on the plastic for these grills. These are hard to find, especially in very good shape. Mine's an okay shape, but it's got some cracked plastic on there, here and there. Got some hardware that is rusty that I need to replace. Just looks goofy. I think this is the only panel on the entire car that doesn't have a dent in it. But then it has some rot. I don't know if you can see that. Then there's like just a little bit of rot where the molding was right there. So the only panel that doesn't have dents in it has rust. Just more crappy paint as you kind of move along. There was a little bit of surface rust here, and I kind of just painted over parts of it to at least slow it down. Moving back, both the quarters are rotted behind the wheels. More just, you know, paint fading after years. There's a nice sized dent here in the back. I believe that's from somebody trying to push the car out of where it was sitting in the barn. So at first glance, it actually looks pretty nice. That's because I just spray bombed it. I got some wiring for the speakers. It's kind of loose. I need to organize that. There's some detritus over there from the old speakers. But the worst part is I have some rot right here near the middle where the filler neck goes into the gas tank. Way worse on this side. I just kind of like sprayed everything down to try to slow some of the rotting and then you can see straight through there to the quarter panel. And same on this side, just not quite as bad. But also for the bumper support here, there's a little bit of rot around that. So eventually I'm definitely gonna have to do some sort of trunk replacement or just a lot of metal work to try to get this right. There is a lot of surface rust kind of starting on this too. I need to try to figure out how to get little tiny pieces of flaking rust out of this and maybe paint up the bottom of this a little bit or something, but that'll be for a later time. All right, I did fix the latch though. Works pretty nicely. This quarter panel is the most damaged panel on the entire car. It just creased really bad. I was gonna mention it is creased on this side obviously too. I'm just so used to looking at this stuff by now that I don't even think about it, but it's right on the body line, really bad. And then this side is still bad, but worse. It's just along the whole thing. There's just dimples, big old crease in here. I'm just gonna have to replace the quarters or something eventually, but yeah, I'm not even gonna think about that right now. There is a little bit of rot before the wheel on the quarter panel on this side. Surprisingly, this car has very little to no rust on the entire floorboard section. It's almost unbelievable, but you gotta believe it because it's true. It appears I left my battery plugged in and it didn't catch on fire, so that's pretty good. This thing's basically a show car. That's the Bluetooth dinging. My water pressure sensor, the style that you use, factory style I guess you call it, I even tried to ground it to a separate location to add some more ground. And yeah, it doesn't matter. So I don't know if this has different resistance from the one that was provided with a gauge, but the one from the gauge supposedly is 1/8 inch NPT, and well, it won't thread. So I don't know what to do about that just yet, but I'll figure out something. I don't have a lot of the door panels back on. I need to figure out something so the speaker will actually fit under the door panel, or I might just have to cut out a hole in it. This, if you put the actual cover on the speaker, the crank runs into it, so that sucks. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to be put back together on this. Oh, and this door doesn't actually latch properly. So you go to shut it. I don't even want to do it because it's such a pain. But if you slam this shut, it doesn't really want to open back up very much, and it's just really badly aligned. I tried to do some stuff with the hinges. Didn't really work out. I got a new striker on there though, and as far as I could tell, everything's working over here. Let's see, moving into the inside. The horn doesn't work. I tried messing with it some more yesterday. Still can't figure it out. I'm pretty sure I just had the wrong parts or something. Radio doesn't work. All the AC stuff is pulled out of this car. Heater core, I don't know. I should probably just pull it out. Blower motor's not installed, so I don't really have any air of any kind for that. And then, let's see, shifter's not installed. I need to work on that. Courtesy light doesn't work over there. More panels missing. I tried to fix up the package tray back there, and now the speakers are sticking out, so I can't use that, or I'm gonna have to modify it. I tried to make a rear seat delete because my rear seats are crap, and that kind of fits questionably also. Missing passenger seat, if you couldn't tell. I do have it ready though to be installed. The other thing that you can't really tell because the wheels are off the ground, but this thing seriously sits pretty much how it is right now, even when it's on the floor. These wheels, I don't know what's up with the suspension. I don't know if I just have something incorrect or what, but basically you put this down and it still has this huge gap of probably like 6 inches or something. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna figure that out later also. My spoiler here, the chin spoiler, is actually broken on the passenger side. It's supposed to continue over here and bolt to where those two little sheet metal screws are. And I kind of just have it screwed in here in the middle, and then there's like one over here, and then I used zip ties for the other part over here. I don't know if you can even see anything. beyond that, I mean, that's a lot of what's wrong with it. Let's see. Oh, hold on. There's more too. There is some minor-ish rot problems, which I'm thinking these are from like mice just going up there and peeing and stuff for a really long time. Like this spot right here, this nice little hole. There's another one to match it on the other side. All these circles are from the magnet for my light, but I did POR 15 a lot of this, and I cleaned it out as best as I could. But the only way to really do this proper would be to like cut open these channels and just completely dip the whole car, or something of that nature. I'm not really into that, but overall it's pretty good. It's just got a little bit of surface rust on random things. Behind the dashboard's pretty gross, like under here where there's supposed to be a speaker, I believe. It's really rusty, the bracket that holds onto it. I got hardware missing on the dashboard that doesn't really have anywhere to connect to. Just overall bad fitment from a lot of the dash stuff. I mean, it is a car from '73, so you gotta cut it a break a little bit because everything is pretty crappy from back then, in that era specifically. My column stuff, or my gauge pillar stuff, isn't really fastened very well. Looks like this screw just popped out, so gonna have to figure that out. Man, honestly, it's pretty overwhelming just thinking about all these little things that are wrong with it, but there's just so much that I've done since I got this car. Like the whole dash and all that is painted, steering wheel, seats, all the panels are pretty much painted and ready to be put back in it. I got these wheels, I got Willwood brakes on it. It's got the 4.1 rebuilt. It's got a Offenhauser intake. I got the radiator in there, MSD box. I got a lot of stuff done. I've put LED headlights on the front, LED taillights in the back, all new brake lines, all new fuel lines. We're really getting close to getting this thing back on the road. And I just kind of wanted to put this video out there. It's just a fun thing to do. You know, you can see all the flaws. I'm not afraid to show the flaws of this thing. But as a little side note, I do have my headers finally here. The O2 sensor bung is on there, and I ceramic coated this with gold, and it looks pretty good. It's a little more yellow than I want it to be, but it looks pretty good. Those will get installed soon. We're really getting close, guys. I just need the transmission done and a couple other small things. We can install the starter, and we can hopefully get this thing fired up in the next few weeks or something. It's just really hard to find time, and we're doing what we can. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching. Later.